Coming up, the race is on. DITV catches up with front-runner in the gubernatorial election.
And later, one popular Iowa City restaurant is getting a makeover.
I give you highlights from Iowa baseball's home opener, and I'll tell you yet another honor earned by Iowa's Megan Gustafson.
Spring is here, and it brings rain showers with it. Your forecast coming up.
We've got all that and more coming up.
So don't move from that chair because DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Lauren Varell.
The West Branch Community School District will not have classes today. Police say the district notified them about a threatening message found in one of the buildings. The district has also canceled all after-school activities. Police say they are not releasing any more information at this time. Stick with DITV for more on these closings.
Iowa is officially the best state in the U.S. That's according to the ranking of the 50 best states to live in from the U.S. News and World Report. Iowa also ranked in the top 10 on 4 other lists. Healthcare, Iowa ranked number 3. For opportunity, Iowa ranked number 4. For education, Iowa ranked number 5. And Iowa also ranked number 9 for quality of life. Iowa's overall number 1 ranking is a jump from last year. Back in 2017, it came in at number 6 for the best overall state.
As we all know, the gubernatorial election is right around the corner.
That's right, Ethan. The primary is in June, but before we get there, we here at DITV believe it's important that Iowa City knows who they're voting for.
Let's toss it over to DITV's Bo Bowman, who's launching a new series, Know Your Candidate, featuring a new gubernatorial candidate every segment. Bo?
Thanks, guys. Welcome to DITV's latest segment, Know Your Candidate. This week I met with Nate Bolton, a Democrat from Des Moines who has big plans for Iowa. Bolton, an avid runner, has ran in 39 marathons in the past 7 years, so I invited him to Iowa City to go for a run and find out what he would do as governor for Iowa City.
Minimum wage, obviously a big issue for college students. What's your plan to get the state standard raised?
Well, it's completely unforgivable that our minimum wage in Iowa is below 5 of our 6 neighboring states. We shouldn't be a low-wage state. That shouldn't be how we, promote economic development in Iowa. We should be a state where we promote a good quality of life. And that's why I pitched raising the minimum wage last year in the Iowa Senate. And I proposed a minimum wage plan that would get us up to $15 by 2024.
What needs to be done to get workers' rights back on track?
All right, yeah, well, one of the things that I've done is I've introduced legislation that would actually not only restore the rights that were lost for those answering the sacred call of public service, but actually start getting us back to expanding the scope of those bargaining rights. So firefighters can talk about protective equipment, so we can have, teachers talk about class sizes, corrections officers talking about inmate ratios. Those types of things are critical to how those jobs are done and oftentimes maintaining safety in how those jobs are done.
So with the water quality bill passed, $112 million, I believe, going towards initiatives in the future. What kind of initiatives do you think we need in the state of Iowa to kind of build back that water quality?
Well, I actually introduced legislation last year that would have done what Iowans have asked us to do, which is to fund the Iowa Water Land Legacy Trust Fund. We had 60% of Iowans show up at the polls, support a dedicated revenue stream that actually puts a watershed approach, soil and water management at the same time. I think Iowans were looking for something like that rather than a short-term fix.
Okay, and then one last question. Why should the Iowa City area vote for Nate Bolton?
Well, you know what? We got to start talking about the long-term future of our state. And as we look at that, we see right now planning for the next 20 months, not the next 20 years. We want to have the skilled workforce for tomorrow. We want to have sustainable economic development that's focused on our communities. We want to have quality schools. So that's why I'm in the race, and that's why I'd love to have support from people here in my hometown area of Eastern Iowa.
That's all I have for you. Tune in next time to take a look at Governor Kim Reynolds' campaign. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Bo. Atlas Restaurant and Bar will soon have a new name and an updated menu. The restaurant has been on Iowa Avenue for nearly 18 years, but it is now set to close its doors in March of this year. The current owners bought the restaurant back in April of 2017 and have now decided they want to take it in a new direction. But they say while the new menu will see some changes, a few staples will remain. The new establishment will be called St. Birch. It is expected to officially open sometime in late April. Well, Lauren, speaking of April, yesterday was the first day it really felt like spring.
I know, it was absolutely gorgeous yesterday. I personally hope it sticks around. Jacob, let's see what you know about this rest of the weather for this week.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, everyone. We have a pretty good-looking forecast, but it's not going to start until tomorrow. Today, we will be looking at a high of 53 degrees with about a 60% chance of rain. Moving onward to your night hours, temperatures will be dropping down to 53 degrees with an 80% chance of rain, unfortunately. Now to our 5-day forecast. It is looking magnificent. Thursday has your high at 46 degrees and a low of 24 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Friday has your high at 48 degrees with a low of 29 degrees with sunny skies. Saturday, the high will be in the low 50s with a low in the low 30s with sunny skies. Sunday has a high in the mid-50s, a low in the low 40s with partly cloudy skies. And rounding up your forecast, Monday has your high in the mid-40s, a low in the high 20s, and showers, chance of showers. Looks like spring has finally arrived and just in time for that midterm prep. That's all I have for you here in the weather studio. Ethan and Lauren, back to you at the desk.
University of Iowa student government held a town hall meeting this week. Based on the country's conversation around campus safety, UISG tried to tackle the topic. DITV news reporter Susanna Kloster has more on what the group is working to do on campus.
In Danforth Chapel, University of Iowa student government held its first town hall of the year on Monday about campus climate. One of the most popular topics that was hotly debated Monday night was safety on campus and how to implement better procedures in the case of an active shooter. Hira Mustafa, the Director of Health and Safety for UISG, spoke to me about what our student government has been doing to address this issue.
And so I've been working closely with the Department of Public Safety to make sure that we're educating students on what active shooter protocol should look like here at the university. I know University of Iowa student government is partnering with them to market a lot of our information. The Department of Public Safety offers the violent incident survival training, and that is the most crucial education that students can equip themselves with to respond to an active shooter, and so that is offered for free to the public and community members, students, staff, faculty, etc. And so I encourage all students to pursue that.
For UISG, the biggest thing they need now to move forward with their action is student engagement. Without this, they are unable to know what the student body needs and for them to provide and cater exactly the right plan of action. Reporting for DI-TV News, this is Susanna Kloster.
Johnson County is making changes to help its growing elderly population. The county has just added a new aging specialist position. Jeff Kelbach will be working to improve the living conditions of the elderly living in Johnson County. Mainly, he will be working with older adults and caregivers to make sure they have access to the services they need. Well, it's been a beautiful week, and speaking of beautiful week, baseball season is officially started.
Exactly. I love this season, and we have a recap of a game yesterday in the sports studio. Let's toss it over to Lucy to give us more.
Yeah, guys, the Iowa baseball team took advantage of the beautiful weather when they kicked off their home season yesterday against Cornell College. Things got off to a hot start in the bottom of the first when this double from Tyler Cropley sent Robert Newstrom and Kyle Krall home to help give Iowa an early 2-run lead. In his Dwayne Banks debut, Lorenzo Elon kept the runs coming with this RBI for the Brett McCleary score. The Hawks scored 7 runs in the first inning alone. And on the mound, freshman Trenton Wallace made his first collegiate start, where he registered 4 strikeouts and got his first win as a starter, as Iowa defeated Cornell College 15-1.
A nice day. We need to be playing this time of year, and it just makes things a lot better for us. Once we get that first home game, it seems like just things settle down and they feel more normal, even on the road. it's just kind of crazy that way. But it was really good to be here. The guys felt comfortable, and they were having fun, and all that stuff really helps out.
It's definitely easy to settle in after an offensive performance that comes out with 7 runs in the first inning like that. I mean, it definitely proves a point that we're going to get on top of you early, and the guys had great at-bats the whole first inning and just battled out and ended with 7 runs, and right there I felt like I was settled in.
I mean, we could have easily been aside practicing, so once again, like, we're just grateful to be able to see any type of pitching, no matter who it was. I know this is like, we keep this energy up, it'll lead to where we're going next.
Iowa will be back on the road this weekend as they'll travel down to Birmingham to take on UAB. The men's tennis team is hot off a 5-game win streak, which earned them a spot in the national rankings. Iowa climbed to number 42 in the Intercollegiate Tennis Association rankings this week, following a win over their highest-ranked opponent in program history when they took number 14 Dartmouth 4-3. The newly ranked Hawkeyes will be back in Iowa City this weekend when they take on Cornell, Omaha, and the 40th ranked Oregon Ducks. The Big Ten office announced on Monday that Iowa's Megan Gustafson was named the media's Big Ten Player of the Year. Gustafson leads the nation in points per game, total points, and field goals made. Megan ranks second nationally in field goal percentage and double-doubles and third in rebounds. She also ranks in the top 5 in the country in rebounds per game and defensive rebounds per game. Gustafson is the 5th Iowa player to take home this honor and the first to do it since 1988. And here's what Coach Bluter and some of Megan's teammates had to say on her performance this season.
I mean, if she doesn't get everybody's All Big Ten award, I just don't understand. I don't understand what people are looking at. This is not a career award. This is this season's award. And I think she's very deserving of that.
Just chuck it into her, she'll catch it and put it up.
Yeah, I don't know how she catches some of the passes we make to her. I mean, sometimes, like, yeah, I like to think I'm a pretty good passer, but sometimes I'm like, okay, go get it. And I just, like, and then she does. And, I mean, when you're in the game with her, you pass it to her, and you're like, Coach Bluter's like, go crash. I'm like, oh, she's probably going to make it. Then you get back. Yeah. And then on the bench, seeing, like, just how excited we get when, like, I mean, she makes some amazing finishes. It's just like, it's fun to watch, and it's like, yeah, she's my teammate.
And off the court, too, obviously. I mean, just how humble she is, that speaks to her personality so much, and she's a great teammate, and she's a really fun person to be around.
Gustafson and the rest of the team will play tomorrow in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, where they'll face the winner of Wisconsin versus Northwestern. But be sure to tune in to DITV on Friday, where I'll give you updates from their first game in Indianapolis. And the men's swimming team wrapped up at the Big Ten Championships this week, where the Hawks finished 7th and had its second NCAA automatic qualifying time and broke 5 school records in the process. Jack Smith, Matt Kamen, Will Scott, and Joe Meyer had an NCAA A score qualifying time in the 400 freestyle relay and took down a 6-year school record. Kenneth Mindy earned a bronze in the 200-yard backstroke, and Jack Smith broke his own school record twice in the 100-yard freestyle. Freshman diver Anton Horace finished 8th with a new school record with a score of 415.65. The men's national championship meet will take place March 22nd through the 24th in Minneapolis. But that's it for me in the sports studio. Come back tomorrow for a special preview of the Big Ten Wrestling Tournament with our own Bo Bowman and the Daily Iowan's wrestling beat reporter, Jim Gertis. Guys, back to you.
That's it for this Wednesday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowanTV.com, for all the latest news. If you're on the run, you can grab a print edition of the paper on stands now.
And don't forget to check out our Discover page on Snapchat every Friday. For DITV, I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Lauren Varell. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.